Oh, greetings, adventurers. This is the mother of cat dragons, reporting live from the cat lair this morning. So now I'm here in my paint studio, and this, of course, is Mr. McTerror. Mr. McTerror, once I start painting, refuses to leave this area. I don't know if it's the light. Is he attracted to the light? It might be. But I'm trying to paint. I'm currently working on Hero Quest miniatures, which I already painted one set, and I sent those off, and now I have to do a whole nother set of miniatures. I think there's like 75 in this set or something like that, and they're quite takes a little time to get the whole set completed. So, oh, are you actually going to move? I doubt that. Terror, no, he'll sit there. So this to me is, for me, is my scariest D&D monster, because he just will not move out of my area. If you move him, he'll come back. So, Mr. McTerror. But the thing of it is he's right in my light. I have 3 things that generate light, and he's blocking everything. Okay, so what else we got going on here? So he's got goblins. There's some goblins here. Hero Quest goblins. I'm using this for Hero Quest, even though it's not actually part of the Hero Quest set. I just finished painting not long ago. So, the gargoyle, But it's only recently I've been doing Hero Quest miniatures. Usually I'm working on regular D&D, stuff. Figurines, that kind of thing. So, although my main focus is on Dungeons & Dragons now, on my wall are the city-state of the Invincible Overlord maps, which are custom maps I've made, and quite good. Well, Tara, will you please move? You make this so hard. So, I put a video out the other day, and we were discussing the why dungeon mastering is so hard for 5e Dungeons & Dragons, and how nobody wants to dungeon master 5e Dungeons & Dragons. And even when I'm on like a site somewhere, because I have like these things on Facebook, and they're like, oh yeah, come into this and find a gaming group. And the only people who contacted me were people who wanted to play, get paid to dungeon master, right? They want to get paid to dungeon master. So, which to me is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And I've never had to pay a dungeon master in my life to play D&D. Now, usually I'm the one dungeon mastering. Because why? Because I have all the experience. I've been playing this game since I was a child. And I'm a Gen Xer. And I have a lot of, I've played through every generation of Dungeons & Dragons until it got to 4th edition, which I refuse to play because 4th edition is not Dungeons & Dragons. It's garbage. Some people love it. We love the 4th edition, but to me, it's just garbage. It's garbage. And I can't even believe they'd make a game like 4th edition. It just absolutely mystifies me. You're going to make a game that plays like World of Warcraft. Like, they don't even know what Dungeons & Dragons is. They just don't even know. And then we finally got to 5e, which I was excited about because I had the starter set. And of course, it looked good. It was streamlined. It was a throwback to old-fashioned D&D. It had a few quirks which I kind of didn't like. Those were things I've talked about before. The experience points, how easy it is to level up, and their stupid healing system. But a lot of these things can be overcome with the optional rules. You're just like, you know what? Long rest has changed. You got to take an actual real long rest to heal. You're not instantly healed. You're not instantly recovered. Sorry. If you play with the rules as is, you have a pretty cheesy game. It's very Monty Hall. But even with all the rules modifications I can put into the game, some of this stuff I just can't get away from. Like the experience points. I, as Dungeon Master, resent... Sorry, I've been really sick. It's one of the reasons no one's seeing me right now or haven't been around much in front of the camera, as I am very sick. And, it's garbage. A 5e is too hard on the Dungeon Master. This game requires experienced dungeon masters and people who want to be creative with the campaign. But if you're not allowed to do anything as a dungeon master, you can't be creative. You can't tell the players they can't do something or this is bad. They can just literally they're given the power to just roll over the dungeon master, and the dungeon master can't do anything about it. Until you get to the point where you're like, you know what, we're done playing because I'm not going to do this. Or you're like, if I got to put up with this crap, you're going to pay me to dungeon master. And that's where they're at. I mean, this whole phenomena of paid dungeon mastering, this is like a relatively new thing. Because in the old days, no one would ever even consider the idea, of charging a dungeon master. You could always find someone to dungeon master. Sometimes we'd take turns. Some guy would, dungeon master for a while, and then we play. Now, it's more fun to play. I mean, being a dungeon master is already hard. There has to be some reward for being a dungeon master, and if you're not not getting a reward, you're not getting a reward for dungeon mastering, what the hell is the point? What is the point of it? It's just frustration. You're literally just being frustrated. So, I say to hell with that. And now these new rules, the new 5 point. Oh, thank you. Oh, here's McTerror. Of course, I told you he'd come back, and here he is. McTerror, where'd you go? So, okay, good. He's leaving for a minute. Maybe he figured out I'm not painting, so he can go find something else to do for a minute. So, anyway, the table ever clears up and I can paint, then oh, here's a good one. This one I completed this one not long ago. This spellcaster table, and I get a camera to focus. And so yeah, I like painting. I like little miniatures. And I have hundreds of these things. I put away hundreds, So that's like a topic for a different day. I just wanted something for background here, since I don't want anyone to see how kind of physical condition I'm in right now. So, the dragon, the Hero Quest dragon, not the best dragon, but, to compare that to like the, a D&D type dragon is like, but it's a game piece, so what do you expect, Anyway, I've been digressing. So, yeah, I mean, dungeon mastering has just become something that nobody wants to do. And the new game system, the 5.5, is just making it so much worse. So much worse. All these things. And then they have a thing in the book, too. And it's like, well, you can't just let the players ruin the game because of our stupid rules. It's like, well, how am I supposed to stop it? It's in the rule book. You're allowing them to do it. You're letting them just roll over the top of the game system, the dungeon master, and the rules provide the platform for them to do it. And then just to say you have to stop them somehow, like that's absurd. Okay, there is a thing called play testing with the game, right? Play testing. It's absurd. Anyway, I've like jabberjawed long enough, so I'm not feeling good. I'm going to go back to resting and painting, so... you adventurers have a great day, and may your dice rolls be ever in your favor.